Did you know that caffeine is the most popular drug in the United States? Well, 90% of Americans drink some type of caffeine drink each day. This is according to Hoffman, and I've written my informative speech to give you guys the facts on caffeine. I will hopefully be able to teach you guys three main points. The first ones will be types of caffeine drinks that there are and the amount of caffeine that are in them. Secondly, I will teach you the positives and the negatives of drinking caffeine. And third would be tips to lower caffeine. I myself am a trained barista. I've been a barista for about 8 years on and off. And I read numerous amount of books to teach you guys some of the facts on caffeine. So let's start with my first point. While there are many types of caffeine drinks out there, coffee is definitely the most popular. A typical 16-ounce cup of coffee actually has 550 milligrams of caffeine in there. While we're talking about coffee, there is $7.8 billion of revenue going into Starbucks each month. And there are about 31,500 coffee shops in the United States alone, according to Freeman and Clark. While coffee comes from beans, tea comes from leaves, and a typical black tea actually has 100 milligrams of caffeine in there. Energy drinks have anywhere from 160 to 357 milligrams of caffeine, and a typical 16 ounce of Coca-Cola has about 180 milligrams. So now let's dip right into our positives and negatives on caffeine drinks. While there are some positives, including like helping with weight loss and helping with cognitive function and alertness, staying up at night and drinking coffee to stay up and finish our papers. There are many more negatives than there are positives. So coffee is actually linked to many different types of cancers, including like brain cancer, lung cancer, bone cancer, breast cancer, heart cancer, liver cancer, and even mental dysfunction, according to Short and Holt. Caffeine is a drug, and it actually gives you some of the same effects as cocaine or heroin, but on a much smaller level, of course. Some of the symptoms that we can feel after drinking some caffeine drinks would be pupil dilation, increased breathing, talking faster, increased heart rate. Some energy drinks have even been banned from colleges because of fatalities. So maybe it's time to slow down a little bit and watch our intake. So let's move to my last point. The FDA does recommend about 400 milligrams a day if you do drink caffeine, but it really depends on your weight, your health, and your size also. Some tips to lower caffeine would be drinking a half calf coffee, which actually has half regular and half decaf coffee. Decaf coffee has only about 500 milligrams of caffeine in there. Or you can even drink a green tea, which only has about 35 milligrams of caffeine in there. And if you do drink caffeine, you can drink it early morning. That way it doesn't affect your sleep at night. So let's conclude finally. So caffeine is a hell of a drug. The amount we drink is definitely unhealthy, and cutting down will definitely help you sleep better. So I hope you learned some facts on caffeine, and I hope you think about me in my former speech next time you pick up the next cup of coffee. Thank you.